Hey viewers, welcome back to the Noob Guide for Noobs. I've been out for a couple of days, most of you won't even notice because either you're watching this, well, one video at a time, a lot later than I actually made this, or you just don't really notice. I mean, most people don't. So I'm going to go Agni today, and we are going to, well, kind of very quickly discuss the items because you should know by now how the items work. And yeah, if you don't, go watch one of the earlier champions that I actually did. Gods, sorry. And learn from that because mostly you need to understand how this game works. So here we have Agni. Agni is a carry, and you already have, well, the power items here. So you don't even have to, well, select between physical and magical, because you can only buy magical. Your basic attacks are also magical, for those of you who don't know. So actives, yeah, combat blink would be viable. Blink, combat blink, yeah, it's reasonable. Purification beads definitely comes in. And Aegis definitely comes in. Those are your three main ones. So for the rest, you can go Eye of Providence if you're in mid lane in Conquest. For the rest, yeah, you can go whatever you want. If you want to like teleport to towers and wards and such, that's cool too. I mean, you can do whatever. So your starter item should be Vampiric Shroud though. That is kind of a given. Vampiric Shroud is for magical carries. So yeah, go that. Then power items, this is where you live. This is where you should go. Shoes of Focus for the cooldown reduction, as well as one other cooldown reduction item. I don't really care which one you get. You can go into the cooldown and just see what you want. Mostly we'll go for Breastplate of Valor, I guess, because it gives you cooldown reduction as well as mana, which is excellent. And combining that with the shoes gives you full cooldown reduction. So back to the power tab. Doom Orb, yeah, that should be probably your first item. It is very good if you can go with Agni. Agni is very hard to kill, so yeah. Obsidian Shard is really good. You're not a basic attacker, so things like Telkina's Ring don't really come into play. Same goes for Demonic Grip. Spear of the Magus, well, you do have some abilities that can actually trigger this multiple times. So it is a valid option. Once again, you're not a basic attacker, so no Polynomicon. Voidstone, yes. Wall of Absolution, only if needed. For the rest, yeah, you can pretty much select whatever. Don't go Rod of Asclepius. Warlock Sash can be useful. Gem of Isolation can definitely be useful because it provides so much. Rod of Tahuti should be in your main build as well, so you should really aspire to getting that. But for the rest, attack speed, just leave all of these items out because you don't need it. You can't use it. Lifesteal, you don't need it, and you can use it a little bit. Penetration, yeah, this is kind of important. As I said, the shoes, but not with the magical penetration. You go with the cooldown reduction. Obsidian Shard, yes, and Voidstone, yes. Spear of the Magus, only if you feel like it. Only if they have a lot of early game magic resist, then you want to go for that. Demonic Grip, never, ever, ever on Agni. So defensive, yeah, you should skip this entire tab. The Wall of Absolution and the Breastplate of Valor, those can be bought if you really need defense. But yeah, this is for the cooldown reduction and for the defense. This would be for, well, damage plus defense. But yeah, I think the Breastplate of Valor would be a better choice for you because you need the cooldown reduction. You really, really need the cooldown reduction. Anyhow, magical then. Magical resist really only comes in Voidstone, and if you're having real trouble, Bulwark of Hope. For the rest, just forget about it. No health, no HP 5, no aura, unless I already mentioned it. No movement really, unless you're going Winged Wand for some reason, but Winged Wand only gives you 10% cooldown reduction, 10% movement speed. It's not that great. Yeah, it does prevent slows though, so that could actually come in handy. Cooldown reduction, as I said, you need 2 items, one small item, one big item. So the 15% plus the 25% is normally what you would go for. 40% is the maximum, so that would give you maximum. But you can also go for like a 10% instead of the 15%, and then go for magical penetration on your boots, but it's such a hassle. You can, by the way, also go, instead of Breastplate of Valor, if you're doing really well and you don't have any physical against you, you can go for Chronos Pendant, but Chronos Pendant doesn't give you any defense. So it is kind of a risky choice, but yeah, it's definitely a valid choice. So mana-wise, yeah, it doesn't really matter. As I said, Breastplate of Valor is still a perfect option there. Gem of Isolation is also a good option. And if you feel like trolling, then Soul Reaver, go for it. Divine Rune only, once again, if you're up against healers. So if you're up against Ra, this is definitely an option, because you can poke them pretty well. And if you can keep them from healing at all times, obviously that's good. So the MP5, yeah, that's just not done. And that's the items. So that's really all I have to say for now. Let's go into the play in the next video, and I'll show you what you can do. Hope you enjoyed, and I will see you next time. GG.